come and address us and officially open Devolution Conference 2025 for us.
Thank you very much, Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take our seats. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, honorable members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am delighted to be back in Homa Bay, the county of endless potential and possibilities, a place whose promise mirrors that of our great nation. Vast possibilities, many opportunities, awaiting bold action as we steadily unlock the full benefits of devolution. Our counties are critical frontiers and the powerful drivers of both national and local growth. This Devolution Conference is therefore a moment to take stock, celebrate gains, and reimagine how we can accelerate progress for every county and every Kenyan. The theme of this year's conference speaks directly to our national vision, a Kenya where every citizen, regardless of region, gender, background, or status, has a fair and equal opportunity to thrive. Our Constitution's preamble commits us to human rights, equality, freedom, democracy, social justice, and the rule of law. This theme is a reminder of the bold, transformative journey we began and a call to remain true to our shared aspiration as a nation and as a people. Ladies and gentlemen, devolution has been transformative. It has fostered equity by distributing resources fairly and addressing historical imbalances. It has enhanced inclusion by empowering communities, empowering women, giving a chance to our youth, and extending a fair environment to persons living with disability for all of us to participate fully and meaningfully in the development of our nation. Social justice has taken root through accountable, transparent, and responsive governance. The national government is proud to have invested heavily in making these principles a reality. And for myself, I have had the privilege to chair the first intergovernmental budget committee, commonly known as IBEC, from the beginning. And I have had the privilege to see devolution grow by leaps and bounds. Through collaborative frameworks, such as the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee, the Council of Governors, the Summit, and the other intergovernmental fora, we have resolved challenges amicably and aligned our policies and resources as guided by our constitutional vision. From the very first day of my administration, I affirmed that devolution is not merely a constitutional provision. It is the ground jewel of our democratic governance and the proudest achievement of the people of Kenya in our constitution-making process. I pledged to accelerate the full transfer of all outstanding devolved functions as assigned in the 4th schedule of our Constitution, together with the requisite resources. This commitment was formalized during the 11th National and County Government Coordinating Summit held at State House, Nairobi, on the 16th of December 2024, as has been alluded by the earlier speakers. I directed the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee to finalize the delineation unbundling and gazettement of all pending functions, and to initiate the systematic transfer of budgetary allocations and other resources tied to those functions without delay. Today, I am proud to report that all 14 devolved functions have been conclusively delineated and bundled and formally gazetted. This milestone has eliminated decades-old ambiguities that hampered service delivery and fueled intergovernmental disputes. This achievement marks a decisive turning point in our journey to align functions with funding. It empowers county governments to design and implement programs that respond directly to local needs, from healthcare to agriculture to water management, infrastructure, trade, and early childhood education, while delivering measurable impact to all the people we serve. Further, to the gazettement of the unbundled and clarified functions by IGRTC on the 16th of December 2024, and the advanced process of resource identification, I am pleased again to announce that we have gazetted immovable assets, that is land and buildings, to transfer ownership to the counties through Gazette Notice number 11164 of yesterday, 12th August 2025, a process that has eluded us for the last 12 years. In other words, 50,000 pieces of land and 80,000 pieces of land and buildings will now become the property of county governments legally. This morning, in a further demonstration of our commitment to devolution, I signed into law two landmark pieces of legislation: the County Public Finance Law Amendment Bill of 2023 and the County Allocation of Revenue Bill 2025. These laws cement the place and the principle of horizontal revenue sharing among counties and consolidate the place of county assemblies, while clearly defining the respective responsibilities of both county and national governments. Let me say this, that I had the honor in Homa Bay to finally guarantee by law the independence of our county assemblies. This is a commitment that I made. This is an engagement that I did with the county speakers and county assemblies, and it was a merited request and a merited ask that the same way we have independence of the legislature at the national level, we must also have independence of the legislature at the county level. I now ask the county assemblies to effectively undertake their responsibilities, effectively provide oversight, efficiently legislate for counties to perform their mandate, and also robustly represent the people who elected them. With this new mandate, with this new independence, the counties' assemblies now have no reason nor excuse not to do what they have been mandated by the Constitution effectively. Under the Division of Revenue Act 2025, we have allocated an unprecedented Kenya shillings 415 billion to counties, nearly 30 billion more than last year's allocation. The County Allocation of Revenue Act 2025 distributes this equitable share among the 47 counties in strict adherence to the revenue sharing formula set out in Article 217 of our Constitution. And again, today marks a turning point. We are using a new revenue sharing formula, again marking another historic step. This is the first allocation, as I have said, to apply the fourth determination of the basis for division of revenue approved by Parliament this year. This is not just more money. It is a stronger foundation for counties to deliver, develop, and transform people's lives. Ladies and gentlemen, despite operating within a tight fiscal space, the government has honored its commitment to timely disbursements, clearing all balances owed to counties for the just ended financial year. This ensures that counties have the fiscal capacity, institutional infrastructure, and human resources necessary to deliver on their expanded mandates effectively. Again, to report that yesterday, the agricultural programs changing lives at the grassroots. Investments, ladies and gentlemen, are the lifeblood of economic transformation. They inject capital, spur innovation, generate employment, and unlock local potential. Nowhere is this more true than our counties. Under our bottom-up economic transformation agenda, we are working with counties to build one bankable, high-impact value chain in every county, from fish processing here in Homa Bay to leather in Kajiado and textiles in Kitui. This is about turning local potential into jobs, incomes, and exports. The Government of Kenya, through the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry, is developing investment procedures for key priority sectors, working with counties. This will serve as strategic tools to highlight opportunities, showcase value propositions, and support investor engagement locally in our counties and internationally as well. We have already completed the initial 4 sector packages: leather, business processing, outsourcing, e-mobility, and textile and apparels. By supporting end-to-end value chain ecosystems, we will increase local incomes, enhance food security, create jobs for our young people, and position counties as net exporters. Yet progress, again, ladies and gentlemen, is uneven, and the full promise of equity remains work in progress. This conference must be a turning point, not only for celebration, but for honest reflection and decisive action. To unlock the full potential of devolution, we must strengthen capacity in our counties by building the skills, expertise, and employing technology needed for effective service delivery. Excellencies, while we may not have all the resources we desire, we have enough to deliver meaningful service to our people. Ask ourselves, are we directing resources to the right purposes? Are we deploying them efficiently? How much is lost to waste and corruption? And what concrete measures are we putting in place to seal leakages, curb misuse, and enhance efficiency? These are the hard questions we must confront with candor, courage, and urgency. Without a doubt, we need to answer these questions as leaders. And I listened very carefully to the statements that have been made here, both by the earlier speakers, by the chair of the Council of Governors, by the Speaker of the Senate, and we all must be honest about ourselves and about what we are doing. And we must agree that the resources that are availed by the people of Kenya through their taxes are meant for delivering transformation in our counties and in our nation. I did sign into law a few weeks ago legislation that will boost the fight against corruption by signing into law the Conflict of Interest Bill, now law. I do expect that agencies charged with making sure that there is accountability at all levels of government take up their role as efficiently, as effectively, with accountability as the law and the Constitution mandates them. The EACC must take up their role. I have made it absolutely clear to the chair of the Anti-Corruption Commission, to the CEO of the Anti-Corruption Commission, that there will be no sacred cows and there will be no telephone call from anywhere below or above to stop anybody from being prosecuted for matters corruption. While I agree with the sentiments expressed by the Speaker of the Senate, and he has made a solid statement on holding governors and county governments to account, I also must say the legislature must also be held to account. Because there is something going on in our legislature that we must call out. There is money being demanded from the executive, from governors, from ministers, from people in the executive, especially those who go for accountability before our houses of parliament. Mr. Speaker, it cannot continue to be business as usual. It is not possible that committees of parliament demand to be bribed, demand to be paid for them to write reports or to look the other way for what is happening in either the national government or the county governments. All of us must act together. The fight against corruption must be an all of society engagement and exercise and effort. I also want to ask the judiciary not to be a haven for the corrupt to hide behind judicial decisions. We have innovation that is only available in Kenya that allows a corrupt person or somebody who has stolen public resources or somebody in breach of law not to be prosecuted. Something called anticipatory bail. it is a Kenyan innovation that takes us backwards. Just let's ask ourselves, somebody who has stolen public funds and then goes to court and gets something called anticipatory bail, makes it impossible for such a person to be arrested and prosecuted endlessly. How does that support the fight against corruption? This is a matter I hope our friends in the judiciary would help us answer. Because we are undertaking the transformation in Kenya, but that transformation is being undermined by corruption, and we must call it what it is. And all agencies, institutions, and arms of government, we must come together to deal with the challenge of corruption so that we can ensure that public resources are meant and are used for the intended purposes for which the people of Kenya have asked us. Without a doubt, ladies and gentlemen, technology can help in eliminating waste and enhancing efficiency. Since its inception in 2013, the e-Citizen platform has stood at the heart of Kenya's digital transformation. What began with a handful of services, about 300 then, has evolved into a 24/7 one-stop shop for over 22,000 government services, accessible from every part of Kenya and everywhere in the world. Today, more than 14 million Kenyans are registered on the e-Citizen platform, with 500,000 Kenyans logging in daily to access passports, driving licenses, business registration, land transactions, marriage certificates, police clearances, and much more. All without queues, intermediaries, brokers, or unnecessary bureaucracy. The results speak for themselves. Collections have surged more than 1,500%, from Kenya shillings 60 million to over 1 billion shillings collected by e-Citizen daily, translating to more than 500 billion annually. Ministries, departments, and agencies have seen revenue growth of up to 400%, supported by accurate projections and better planning. Equally, counties have integrated their digital portals with e-Citizen and have seen remarkable growth. Mombasa County, for example, revenues have rose from 1.6 billion to Kenya shillings 2.5 billion, a 61% growth. Kiambu County has seen revenue grow from 2 billion to 3.04 billion, a 52% growth. And Kajiado from 1.4 billion to 2 billion, a growth of 48%. Other counties such as Bomet, Tharaka Nithi, Meru, Embu have posted similar improvements. The platform has seen and has been an engine of economic opportunity, creating 600,000 jobs in ICT, support services, logistics, and other sectors, providing that digitization and proving that digitization is not just about convenience, but also about livelihoods. Most importantly, e-Citizen has been a powerful weapon against corruption. By eliminating cash handling and embedding full digital audit trails, we have reduced opportunities for bribery and made transactions traceable, fair, and secure. Citizens can now follow the process and the progress of their applications and payments online, confident that the process is impartial and transparent. I therefore urge all counties to collaborate, share best practices, and celebrate while accelerating the adoption of technology to boost efficiency, cut waste, and enhance revenue performance. Beyond technology, we must promote inter-county collaboration, share resources and expertise, and ensure accountability through transparency and rigorous oversight. Kenya's real economic strength lies at the grassroots in our counties. Through the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, we are moving from raw material production to value addition, strengthening agro-processing, manufacturing linkages, and market access for SMEs and smallholder farmers. As we gather here in Homa Bay, I challenge every leader and citizen to renew our commitment to the spirit of devolution, invest in people-first policies and programs, ensure every shilling has impact, and bring government services closer to the people. Let me share two other things that I really wanted to say on this day, this very important day of devolution. I must congratulate county governments. I must congratulate our governors and the county assemblies for the partnership they have demonstrated in working with me in the transformation of our country. We have worked together. The Constitution dictates that we do. We have worked together on matters of health, from community health promoters, the people who engage with families, with homes every day, the greatest patriots that I know of. We have worked together with the counties, and I want to congratulate counties for sharing this resource so that we can bring health to be a reality and to be a right for all citizens, not a privilege for those who can afford. I am also happy that we have made tremendous progress in the delivery of our universal health coverage, working with counties. All the counties have signed into the program that will enable citizens access health at every facility in a way that doesn't exclude others. And as a result, we all know that more Kenyans are now in the bracket of SHA. 25.2 million Kenyans are already registered, many accessing service. Charges citizens for a service already paid for by the government of Kenya. Let me state here that we have made provisions in the budget of 21 billion Kenya shillings to make sure that treatment, medicine at level 2, at our dispensaries, at our health centers, at our sub-county hospitals, all the way to level 4, outpatient facilities, outpatient treatment is paid for fully by the government of Kenya. And no facility, no dispensary, no health center or sub-county hospital should charge citizens who go to seek treatment, because the government of Kenya will refund for the treatment, for the medicine given to citizens at that level. I am saying this because there are counties that are still charging citizens in health centers and dispensaries and level 4 for treatment when that treatment is already paid for by the government of Kenya. We should stop it. And I want to ask you, colleagues, to help the citizens of our nation, because, as I have said, we do not want to make health a privilege. We want to make it a right for all citizens. Let me also say that today is a great day because our friends, the members of county assemblies, can breathe some fresh air, that they do not have to work under the direction of the county executives. But I have also told you that use that independence for the good of the people. I know there is yet another outstanding commitment that we agreed upon. And because I am a solid believer in savings and encouraging the culture of savings, the county assembly's pensions bill has already been passed by the Senate. It has gone through the first reading in the National Assembly. And I'm confident that in the next couple of months, I will be signing into law the County Assembly's pensions bill into law so that county assemblies like the National Assembly will also have pension, just like members of parliament. This pension, we agreed, is going to be contributory, just the same way the one in parliament is contributory, and it will assist us in making sure that we avoid old age poverty by people who have served in the public service. Today again in Homa Bay, I announced another milestone that through our housing levy and housing fund, we have rolled out affordable housing, we have rolled out construction of markets across Kenya. Today, we broke ground for the first ever hostel for student accommodation in Kenya. And here in Tom Mboya University, we will be building a hostel accommodation facility to host over 2,000 students, and we are rolling it across Kenya. We already have identified universities, Kenya medical training colleges, and TVET institutions to build student accommodation that will accommodate 170,000 students across Kenya as phase one, as we expand the program of housing in Kenya, not only to provide for social housing, affordable housing, student accommodation, our markets, and all the other infrastructure that we are building under that framework. Again, I want to celebrate that the same way we started the affordable housing here in Homa Bay, by coincidence again, we are starting student accommodation construction again here in Homa Bay. Again, here in Homa Bay, I have signed legislation for the first time in Homa Bay County into law, and we are slowly but surely making history in the Republic of Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to conclude by congratulating Madam Gladys Wanga, Governor of Homa Bay County, for her exemplary leadership and hosting this conference. I also want to commend her for taking decisive action against the people who are running Rachuonyo facility, who we identified as one of the ones that were stealing our money. Thank you very much, Governor, for taking action swiftly. And I want to promise you that as you dismiss those people, we will look for them so that we can prosecute them, so that they can, we can hold them to account. And we are going to do it for all the other facilities that will try to steal from our resources meant for health. And finally, to this great school of Homa Bay, who have given us their grounds so that we can host this facility, I want to say thank you very much to this school. And as a small token of appreciation, the government of Kenya is going to provide 10 million shillings for the construction of the library, as I was informed by the governor. Thank you very much, Mwalimu, for allowing us to use these great grounds for this momentous event. For the people, for prosperity is not just a slogan. It is a call to action, to fairness, opportunity, and progress in every part of Kenya. Let history record that this generation, these leaders, made devolution work, not just in law, but in the daily lives of the people of Kenya. I wish you fruitful deliberations and concrete outcomes at this 2025 Devolution Conference here in Homa Bay. Asanteni sana, and God bless you.
Tafadhali Mheshimiwa Rais, let us take our seats briefly, please. Kindly, we can just take our seats. We still have the launch of the Devolution Training Institute induction manual. And allow me, Your Excellency, to invite the COG Chair, the host governor, the Vice Chair COG,